Okay, guys. So, Mrs. Nell and I wanted to talk about one question that a large number of students missed on the quiz Friday, September 11th. What we noticed was it was a lot of students just not reading and actually going all the way through with the problem. Let's take a look at this first problem that's talking about our driveway. A driveway is 60 feet by 6 feet wide. So one thing you'll always hear Mrs. Nell and I say this school year is when in doubt, draw it out. And here's what we mean by that. It's a driveway that is 60 by 6. That needs to signal to your brain that it's a rectangle. Okay? It says the length and width of the driveway will each be increased by the same number. Now notice we don't know the number. So in math, again, when we don't know a number, it's a variable. They actually give us our expression right here. Does everyone see what I'm circling? Okay. What they're telling you is this represents the perimeter. Well, we need to remember that perimeter means to add all sides. So one confusion could have been, where's the x come in? Well, that x is what's being increased by each side. So if we first take this expression that we are given, okay, so I'm looking here, and we actually find the perimeter. We're combining like terms, everybody. We're adding everything together. So I would add this x with this x, and this x. Remember, there's an imaginary 1 in front. That gives us a 4x. Then what I need to do is I need to add 60 plus 6 plus 60 plus 6. Most of you understood that it equaled 132. Please right now, everybody very carefully, look at this expression. This expression says 4 times x plus 132. Nearly 47% of you jumped to select D. What you did was you just saw 4x and 132. You didn't stop to look at the parentheses. This problem is really 4 times x, which is 4x, and then it's 4 times 132, not 132. So right away, that would eliminate this. You don't really even have to do the math, okay? If we go check the other options that we have, we actually need to do the work. And that's what Mrs. Nell and I discussed this afternoon. We noticed that you're trying to take shortcuts. You're reading a problem and you're just looking at an answer. You're not actually doing everything. And this is the struggle when we hit this level. If you look at A, you actually need to do the work. Distribute. You would get 2 times x, which is 2x. Then we get 2 times 66. Remember, 2 times 60 is 120. 2 times 6 is 12. So that does give us 132. But look at the difference here. Okay, and I'm going to show you. This is a 2. This is a 4. Therefore, this is not our option. So let's go select our next one. This just says 4x plus 33. That's not what we need. So that's gone. Then our last possible one is 4 times x, which gives us 4x. 4 times 33, which gives us 132. If you look, that is in fact our perimeter. That is our answer. Letter C. There were about 26% that did select that. This quiz was a struggle for some in reading. If you're not going to read the entire problem and narrow down each option, you're going to face a struggle. So we also wanted to touch on the sum of polynomials. What we noticed was it was not an issue in the skill, meaning you all knew that we had to take this polynomial and add to it the like terms from this one. Here's what we found was the mistake. Most students knew they had to do this. So you would write your first polynomial as is, okay? Then they knew, based off what we learned in practice, that we just add everything. We don't have to change the signs because it's addition. Here's how we caught the mistake. And it was multiple choice, which is in reality sometimes harder. We saw that students realized this variable and this are the same. So they said, okay, that is 10x to the fourth. They're right. But then what happened was when they combined the cubed variables, they didn't combine them correctly. This is where your adding and subtracting of integers is critical. This is what you learned in 7th grade. So everyone sitting in this class has learned this skill. I have a positive 5. And here I have a negative 4. When I combine these two values, I get a positive 1x cubed. We had so many students say negative 9. That's not what the answer is, but that was one of the options because they know the mistakes you're going to make. Then the next variables that were like terms, I just want to get one and highlight it for you, was 8x squared negative and x squared. But again, you have a negative 8 here and a positive 1 here to give you a negative 7x squared. We can't stress enough. We notice you know the skill. We've been practicing the skill. It's taking it and it's the prerequisite skills or slowing yourself down and taking your time. Here you have negative x and then another negative x. What's in front of each one of these is a negative 1. So a negative 1 and a negative 1 gives you a negative 2x. Last but not least, okay, you have a positive 10 and a positive 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. So we do look at these and we look at it as you're taking the quiz. You guys have the ability to do this. If your score was low, don't worry. You have a test. You have the ability to bring your grade up right now. Okay, but you need to take your time and really look at the question and think it out.